Hi there. All right. Thank you all for being here today. And we're going to begin our practice in Sukhasana, so an easy cross-legged position. You can prop yourself up on a blanket or a cushion or anything that you need to feel supported and comfortable. And let's begin with our palms resting face down on our thighs. And go ahead and close your eyes. Focus your gaze at the center between your eyebrows. Begin to arrive here. Bringing awareness to your breath. Descending your tailbone down towards the earth. And then as you inhale, grow long through the spine, tall through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, bring all that energy back down into the earth plane. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed down the back and that you have space along the sides of your neck. And as we sit here and as we breathe, go ahead and bring your awareness inside. Noticing the quality of your thoughts. And allow them to pass by and allow them to, occupy a little bit of space in your head and let them go. Continue to focus your awareness on the rise and the fall of your inhale and your exhale. Begin to lengthen your breath. Inhaling to the count of 4. Pausing at the top of your inhale. And then exhale to the count of 5. Pause at the bottom of your exhale. And then inhale for 4. Pause. Exhale to the count of 5. We'll continue to breathe like this for just a little bit longer. Really notice the pause. And at the bottom of your exhale, gently hug your belly in. Whenever you're finished this round of breath, let's take a cleansing breath in together. So open your eyes, inhale, reach your arms down, around, and up. Deep, deep, deep breath in, fill all the way up. Pause and hold the breath in. Reach your hands up to the sky, pause, lift your pelvic floor, lift, lift. Exhale it out through your mouth. Ha. Bring your hands to heart center. Close your eyes here and just take a few breaths. noticing how you feel in this moment. Begin to open your eyes and release your hands down to your side. On your next inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, bring your left hand down beside your left hip, plant it, and then exhale to reach your right arm out to the left, finding a side body stretch. So inhale, continue to reach, pin your right hip down to the floor. And then exhale, come back to center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, right hand plants to the side as you side bend over to the right. Make sure your left shoulder is plugged into its socket. Keep reaching with your left hand. Find that side body stretch. And then exhale, come back to center. We'll do that one more time each side. So inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. And then exhale, hinge forward from your hips, tent up onto your fingertips and release your head and neck down. So here, make sure that your seat is grounded. Make sure your shoulders are plugged in. And let's breathe into the back of our necks. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Release your chin a little bit more. Begin to walk yourself upright. And then bring your left hand to your right knee. Inhale to reach your right hand up to the sky. And then exhale, tent up onto your right fingertips behind you. Inhale to grow long and tall. And then exhale to twist. Sending your gaze over your right shoulder if that's comfortable for you. Take a deep breath in, lengthen your spine. And take a deep breath out, use your core, and allow yourself to go a little bit deeper into your twist. Inhale to center. And then exhale, right hand to your left knee, tent up onto your left fingertips behind you. Inhale, create space in the spine. And then exhale, find your twist. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. See if you can twist just a little bit more. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, release your hands down to heart center. And let's transition to our hands and knees, finding a tabletop position. So beginning from the ground up, spread your fingers wide and stack your shoulders over your wrists and your knees underneath of your hips. Lengthen your tailbone back as you reach the crown of your head forward. Deep breath in from crown to roots. And deep breath out, tailbone to crown. Take 3 more breaths here. Breathing space into your back body. Your belly is gently hugging in, and your elbows are not locked. And on your next breath in, reach your tailbone up, arch your back, lift your gaze. Exhale, press the earth away, round your spine, tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale. Arch your back, coming forward into cow pose. Exhale, press the earth away, round into cat. And we'll begin to move like this to the cadence of your own breath. Moving as fast or as slow as you'd like. And finding that fluidity in your spine as if you were moving through water. Inhale, really pull your heart forward. And then exhale, round. And you You can close your eyes if you'd like to get into it. We'll do a few more rounds of this. We'll do one more round. And then come to sit on your heels and bring your hands and weave them into a basket. And let's make kind of a wave-like motion with your hands, warming up the wrists. So it can be as big or as small as you'd like. Again, really get into it. Switching the direction of the wave. And then release and just shake them out. Shake them vigorously. And let's find that tabletop once more. Root down through your palms. Reach your tailbone back, and this time let's tuck our toes and lift our knees about an inch or two off the ground to hover. So we're pressing the earth away. We're feeling our shoulder blades wrap around the back, and most importantly, we're hugging our belly in towards our spine. Deep breaths here, welcoming heat in the core. Keep your gaze down at the floor. Inhale here. Exhale to release your knees down to the ground and bring your knees as wide as the mat. Toes touch and bring your hips down to your heels as you find a child's pose. So rest your forehead on the ground, relax the muscles of your face, and relax your shoulders. Again, feel the connection that your palms have with the earth beneath you. Let's take 5 breaths here. Inflating your back body with breath. Now press into your palms, lift your elbows, lift your forearm, activate your child's pose, gaze forward, peeling your head off the ground. And then bring your hips over your knees and bring your hands underneath of your shoulders, coming into tabletop, but only for a transition. Bring your right foot and step it in between your hands. And then drive your right heel into the ground as you straighten your right leg. Left knee is underneath left hip. Toes are flexed on your right foot, and if you need to keep a micro bend in your right knee, that's totally fine. But wherever you are, go ahead and frame your right leg, coming up onto fingertips or on blocks. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward. And then as you exhale, hinge forward with your long spine. And breathe into the back of your right leg. Again, relax the muscles of your face. And on each inhale, you're going to lengthen the spine a little bit more. And with each exhale, use that as a tool to allow you to release into the pose just a little bit more. Half splits pose, Ardha Hanumanasana. your next inhale, step your right foot on the ground and then bend into your right knee. Make sure that your right knee is either in line with or behind your right ankle. Hug everything into center and let's reach our arms up to the sky, finding low lunge. Spiral your pinkies toward each other to minimize any discomfort in the shoulders. And hug your lower belly in as we breathe here. A slight lift of the chest. Again, make sure your shoulders are plugged down. And then option one, you can stay here with your left knee on the ground. Option two, tuck your left toes and then press yourself up into a high lunge, lifting your left knee off the ground. And to start, you can keep your left leg micro bent so that you can, feel stable here. And then gradually straighten it. Again, lift up through the chest, hug in your lower belly, and send energy out through your back heel. Breathing here. Let's take one more inhale. And then exhale, step your left foot forward next to your right, and then release your hands down by your sides, arriving in Tadasana, mountain pose. Again, starting from the ground up, lift your toes off the ground and place them back down. And lift up through the arches of your feet as your kneecaps gently lift, growing tall on the spine and reaching through the crown of your head. We'll take 2 breaths here. Emphasis on the connection with the earth to your feet. And from here, bring your hands to your hips and step your right leg behind you and lower your right knee to the ground. And then drive your left heel into the ground. Straighten your left leg. Make sure your right hip is stacked over your right knee. Bring your left foot. Again, micro bending is okay. And let's come into half splits pose. So inhale to lengthen your spine forward. Shine your heart forward. And then exhale. Hinge from your hip crease as you fold. So we're not dumping like this. We're staying long and strong. Welcome the sensations that are coming up to you in your left hamstring. Keep those toes active. Inhaling for length. And exhaling for depth. Gently draw your left hip back and your right hip forward. And then from here, inhale to lift your chest. And then step into your right foot and then bend your left knee. Make sure your left knee doesn't go in front of your left foot. And hug everything into center as you reach your arms up to the sky. Keeping your abdominals engaged, staying lifted. Breathe here. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your face. Option one, stay here. Option two, tuck your right toes and lift your right knee off the ground, finding your high lunge. So you're powering through your left leg. breathing energy out through your right heel. Breathing here. And if your mind ever begins to wander, just bring it back to your breath. As we build resilience in the body and resilience in the mind. Take one more inhale. Exhale, step your right foot up to meet your left. And release your hands down by your side, Tadasana. We'll take 3 breaths here, closing your eyes, and just notice how you feel. And from here, step your right foot out to the side. So we are now facing long ways on our mats. And inhale to reach your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, hug your belly in as you hinge at your hips and fold forward. Finding a nice wide-legged forward fold, Konasana. And it doesn't matter how wide your legs are, just make sure that you can feel a stretch. And shift the weight to the balls of your feet so your hips come in line with your heels, and allow your head to get really heavy here. Maybe walking your hands back, bringing your hands in line with your fingers in line with your toes. Breathing here. Allowing anything that's not serving you to just roll off the base of your spine. And give yourself permission to let go. And really walk your hands forward and bring your left hand and place it on the ground underneath of your face. On your next inhale, reach your right arm up high to the sky for a twist. Inhale, reach your right arm up a little bit higher. Exhale, bring your right hand down underneath of your face, and then inhale, lift your left arm up for a twist. Exhale here. Inhale, lift your left arm up a little bit higher, and then exhale, fold. Bring your hands to your hips. Use the strength of your legs and your core to rise up with a flat back. And then bring your right toes and point them out to the right. So you're lining up your right heel to your left arch or your right heel to your left heel. Find whatever feels good for you. Bring your arms to a T. Make sure both of your arms are in the same plane. Reach your fingertips apart from one another. Find your gaze over towards your right middle finger and then bend into your right leg. Finding warrior 2. Again, make sure that your right knee does not go in front of your right ankle. And soften your face as you arrive in this power pose. And look down at your right toes and make sure you can see your first 2. So slightly draw your right knee out to the right if you can't. Flip your right palm, inhale, reverse warrior. Slide your left hand down the back of your left leg, side body stretch. Inhale, reach back a little bit more. Exhale, bend into your right knee a little bit more. Inhale, reach back a little bit more. And then exhale, bring your right forearm to your right thigh. And option 1, left hand goes directly over your left shoulder. Option 2, left bicep along left ear, and you're creating a long line of energy from your left fingertips to your left foot. Side angle pose. Stay lifted in your upper body so you're not dumping all your weight into your right hip. Keep Reaching your left arm up. Breathe here. Spiral your heart towards the sky and check in with your left shoulder and make sure it's plugged down. And then your next inhale, find that reverse position one more time, but straighten your right leg. And then exhale, bring your torso back to center and bring your hands to a T. Inhale, bump your hips to the left. Exhale, reach forward with your right hand until you can't reach anymore and bring your right hand down below your right shoulder, either resting on your shin, on the floor, or to a block. Make sure your left hand is stacked directly over your right. Keep your belly engaged and maybe gaze up at your left thumb. Triangle pose, Konasana. Don't forget to breathe. Next inhale, press into your right big toe. Keep your right leg straight. Inhale, reverse triangle. And then exhale, bring your hands down by your sides and bring your right foot and point it in so that your toes are parallel. Let's do it on the other side. So let's bring our left foot out, pointing it towards the front of our mat. Left heel bisects right heel or right arch. Bring your arms to a T. Make sure that your shoulders are directly stacked over your hips. Gaze to the left and then bend into your left leg, finding warrior two. Stay grounded in your right foot. Keep your breath long and strong. Check in with your jaw, make sure you're not clenching it. Slightly draw your pinkies back, expanding through the chest. Flip your left palm, inhale, find that reverse warrior. Exhale, bend into your left leg. Inhale, reverse your warrior a little more, send breath to your left ribs. And then exhale, bring your left forearm to your left thigh. And again, either right hand directly over your right shoulder or right bicep along your right ear. Long line from your right fingertips to your right hips. Keep your lower abdominals engaged. Maybe shift your gaze up to the sky and stay lifted. Side angle pose. On your next inhale, press into your left big toe, straighten your left leg, reverse triangle. And then bring your hands to a T. And bring your left toes to meet your right. Clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale, roll your shoulder blades together, look up. And then exhale, hinge at your hips and fold forward. And bring your fist package towards your head or over it. It doesn't matter how far you go as long as you're feeling a nice stretch in the chest. So again, shift your weight towards the balls of your feet. Allow your head to get really heavy. And use each exhale as an opportunity to release. Release the grip from your hands and tent up onto your fingertips beneath your shoulders. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Come into a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Stay here with a flat back if you can. Bring your hands to your hips, reach your tailbone back, breathe in, hug your belly in. Staying here, or maybe bring your hands to a T. If you want a little bit more challenge, 2 more breaths here, wherever you are, you've got this. Make sure you're not locking your legs. And on our next inhale, rise with a flat back, use your core, bring your hands to the sky, inhale. And then exhale, hands to heart. And let's heel toe our feet in together. And release your hands by your sides, Tadasana, mountain pose. Close your eyes and check in. Notice how you feel. All right, so now from here, bring your feet together. So your toes will touch. There's a little sliver between your heels. And on your next inhale, bend your knees, graze the floor with your fingertips, sink your hips, and see if you can keep your hips where they are as you lift your upper body, finding chair pose, Utkatasana. So the weight is in your heels. Point your tailbone towards the ground and hug your belly in to minimize the arch in your low back. Squeeze your legs together. Stay lifted in the chest. Bringing your arms wherever it feels comfortable. For me, this is where I like to keep mine. Otherwise, people like to do their chair like this. Keep sinking back in your heels. And bring all your weight to your left foot. Glue your knees together and then lift your right toes and point them back. Welcoming heat in your left glute, in your left leg. And then on your next inhale, see if you can keep your right leg, your right foot off the ground as you press your left leg straight and grab onto your right knee as you hug it into your chest. And then bring your right foot and place it on the ground. And I'm gonna face you for this one. So bring all your awareness to your left leg. So pressing down and rising up. And then peel your right toes off the ground, or peel your right heel off the ground, and externally rotate your right knee. And start by kickstanding your right heel to your left ankle. Maybe moving it up to your shin, or maybe moving it above your knee to your inner thigh. Just make sure it's not on the knee. Coming into tree pose, Vrikshasana. So use your core to help you with balance here. Find a spot to look at that's not moving. And if you fall, just get right back into it. Rooting down through your lower body and rising up from your upper body. Staying here with your hands at heart center, or if you wish to challenge your balance, bring your arms up to the sky, growing your branches. Breathing here. And everyone, let's bring our hands down to heart center. Release our right leg to the ground and shake it out. So coming back into chair pose. So weight in your heels, graze the floor with your fingertips, sink your hips back. Lift the chest, hug your belly in. Maybe lift your toes off the ground and place them back down. Inhaling here. Exhale, see if you can sink your hips a little bit more. Squeeze your legs together. And then shift your awareness to your right foot and peel your left toes off the ground, keeping your knees glued together, pointing your left toes back. Relax your face. Try to smile through it. And on your next inhale, see if you can keep your left foot off the ground and press your right leg straight and hug your left knee in towards your chest. Inhaling here, lift your left knee a little bit more, and then exhale, release your left foot down to the ground. Again, I'll shift face towards you guys. Awareness in your right foot now. So root down. Peel your left heel off the ground and externally rotate your left knee. Kickstanding your left ankle on your right heel or bringing it up to your shin or up to your thigh. Here is a great place to be, especially if you're feeling a little wobbly today. Find a place that works for you, honoring the difference between right and left. And focus on nothing but your breath. Slight activation of the core. Press your left foot into your right thigh and press your right thigh back into your left foot. And see if you can grow your branches if you try that on the other side. And let's all bring our hands down to heart center and release our left foot to the ground and do a little shake out. And let's walk over to the front of our mat. Finding Tadasana once more. Lifting up your toes and placing them back down. Inhale to sweep your arms down, around, and up. And then exhale, trace the center line of your body as you hinge at your hips and fold forward into a forward fold Untitled. Release your head and neck. And just dangle here. Shake your head yes and no. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins. Find a halfway lift. Tailbone reaches back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Keep your chin tucked in slightly. Exhale to fold. One more time. Really lengthen your spine. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Plant your hands and step your right foot back. And then step your left foot back and lift your hips and find downward facing dog. So take a moment to pedal out your legs here. Walking your dog. Rotate your armpits around your heart and root down through each finger pad, each knuckle. Bring extra awareness to the L shape from your index finger and thumb. And you can stay here and continue to move or find stillness wherever you decide to be. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. So the option of doing both is there as well. Fixate your gaze at the space between your knees and breathe into the backs of your legs. Plug your shoulders into their sockets. Keep reaching down through your heels. They don't have to touch, but just continue to reach them towards there. And let's lower our knees down to the ground. And just do a little quick adjustment. Bring your hands underneath of your shoulders. And let's step into a plank pose. So on top of a push-up. Option to keep your knees lowered. But wherever you are, make sure that there's buoyancy in your elbows. You're pressing the earth away and you're hollowing out your belly, bringing your hip points towards your chin. Breathing here. Keep your gaze down at the floor. Inhale here. Exhale to lower your knees down. Hug your elbows in as you lower your chest and your chin down, making an inchworm shape with the body. And then straighten out your legs and bring your hips to the floor. Bring your hands underneath of your shoulders and hug your elbows in towards your ribs. Press your toenails down, lift your kneecaps, and on your next inhale, peel your chest up for a baby cobra. Exhale to fold and release your forehead back down. We'll do 2 more just like that. Inhale, peel up, baby cobra. Exhale to release. 1 more time. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale to release. And let's walk our hands back about 1 inch or 2. Press your toenails, press your pubic bone into the ground, and then press your hands up so your arms are straight. Your thighs are resting on the ground, but your belly button is lifted. And if this is too much for you, come back to that baby cobra. So we're in our high cobra. Keep your shoulders down. Allow your collarbones to smile. And breathe into your heart space. Lifting your chest slightly with each inhale. Let's take an inhale here. And then exhale to dip your left hip to the ground. Bring your left shoulder forward and gaze over to your right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, right hip dips while your right shoulder goes forward. Look over to your left. Inhale back to center. Lift, lift, lift. And then exhale, press back into a child's pose. Again, bring your knees as wide as the mat, toes to touch. And then sink your hips down. Release your forehead. And again, check in and notice how you feel. Go ahead and flip your palms. So flip your palms so they're facing towards the wind. How the air feels on your palm. Notice if anything has shifted for you.
Okay. Oh, let's do some up yoga. Let's do some down dog. Down on the dog.
Go ahead and come out of your child's pose and come onto your bottom and extend your legs out long in front of you. So again, find both sides of your seat as it's grounded to the floor. Bring your toes and reach them towards your knees, and bring your hands and place them by your hips. Sitting tall. So again, bring your tailbone down towards the earth and grow tall through your spine, lifting through the crown, and roll your shoulders down as you press firmly into the ground. Feeling that connection. Deep breath in, root to crown. Deep breath out, crown to root. 2 more just like that. Take an inhale, get really, really tall. And then as you exhale, walk your hands forward and fold, leading with your heart and keeping the length in your spine. So if you'd like to keep your knees bent here, that's totally fine as well. Continue to find length as you inhale. And continue to release as you exhale, allowing yourself to get a little bit deeper into the seated forward fold. Walk yourself back up and bring the soles of your feet together, knees wide. Coming into bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana. So you can bring your feet as close or as far away as feels comfortable for you. But once you have found that position, I'll face you guys. Go ahead and grab the tops of your feet. And as you inhale, lift up through the chest, grow tall. And then as you exhale, hinge forward from your hips, again, leading with your heart, and bend your elbows as you come into your fold. And it doesn't matter how far you go, you can stay upright as long as you're feeling a stretch, you're right where you need to be. So relax your face. Breathe into the pose, breathe into the experience. Maybe your elbows are bent and your forearms are resting to the inside of your calves. I like to walk my hands forward. I just feel like it gives me a little bit more support. So I can remain upright, but still hinge forward and still feel the stretch along my hips. I'll take 2 more breaths here. Walk yourself back up and bring your hands to the outsides of your knees and draw them together. And let's find our way onto our backs. And hug your knees into your chest once you arrive. So we're in Untitled right now. Maybe rock side to side. Or stay in stillness, but whatever you do, feel the entire length of the spine connected to the earth. Reach your tailbone forward. And also notice the connection with the back of your head and your shoulder blades. Bring your hands to your knees and draw your knees away from you and draw a circle on the ceiling in one direction. And then in the other. And bring your feet to the ground and make sure that they're hip width distance apart and walk your heels in so that you can graze your heels with your fingertips. Gaze up at the sky. Root down through your palms, press into your feet, and on your next inhale, lift your hips off the ground, coming into bridge pose. So your chin is not moving, it's pointing towards the sky and it's not moving. Excuse me. Press through your heels. Option to stay here, or if you wish to increase your back bend, clasp your hands underneath of your sacrum and then roll onto your shoulder blades, finding that chest expansion. Keep pressing into your feet, lift your hips up a little more, keep your core firm. Take another inhale, lift your hips a little bit more. And then exhale, release the clasp from your hands if they were clasped, and then slowly roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. And do a quick little windshield wiper with your knees from one side to the other. All right, bringing your feet back, hip width distance apart, knees point towards the sky, and bring your right foot and cross it over your left knee. Flexing your right toes, finding a figure 4 shape here. Gently guide your right knee away from your body. And if you feel this already in your right hip, then go ahead and stay here. Or if you wish to increase the stretch, lift your left knee off the ground and either clasp behind your left thigh or your left shin and draw it in towards your chest. Breathing into your right hip. Letting go of any tension. Relax your face. And make sure your right foot remains flexed to protect your right knee joints. Give yourself permission to release. We store so much tension in our hips. And in our day-to-day, we don't really have the opportunity to release that. So that's one good thing that yoga does for us. One of many. Welcome the sensation. Try to add a little bit of joy to your experience, even though it might be a little tight. Just make sure you're not in pain. Go ahead and release that. Bring your left foot and stamp it onto the ground. Bring your right foot to the ground. And bring your left foot and cross it over your right knee, flexing your left foot and drawing your left knee away from you. Option to stay here or to go a little bit deeper by clasping your hand behind your thigh or your shin. Sending your breath as this warming and healing energy to your left hip. Keep your breath smooth and steady. Your shoulder blades and your spine connected to the ground. Smile through it. And go ahead and release that stretch. Plant your feet underneath of your knees. Bring your hands into goalpost position. Bump your hips slightly to the right and then allow your knees to drop to the left. Gluing both of your shoulder blades to the ground, finding your reclined twist and staying here or maybe even gazing over towards your right. Giving yourself permission to relax. Scanning for any last little bit of tension. Slight activation of the core will bring your knees back up. Recenter your spine, and then bump your hips to the left and then allow your knees to drop towards your right. And gazing over to the left only if it's comfortable for you. Scanning your body. Releasing any gripping or tensing. Not just physical tension, but also mental or emotional tension. Bring your knees back to center. Grab a hold of your feet or your ankles and draw your thighs and your knees towards the ground, finding happy baby. Keep lengthening your tailbone forward. Remaining here in stillness, you're taking little baby rocks from side to side to massage your low back. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and release that. And extend your legs out long and your arms to rest by your sides, face up. Allow your feet to flap open, take up space. Your fingers will curl in. And scan your body from the toes, traveling up your legs, your glutes, your hips, your low back, your core, your chest, your upper back, your arms, your neck, and your face. Feel your bones drop and get really heavy. Relax everything. Feel the earth rise up to meet you as it supports you and carries you through. Take rest. Shavasana. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Bringing yourself back into your physical body. Welcoming yourself back home. Begin movements like wiggling your fingers and your toes, circling your wrists and your ankles, and gently rocking your head from side to side. Point your toes in front of you, extend your arms back behind you, find a full body stretch. And then roll over onto your right side using your right forearm as a pillow. Pausing here, and then pressing yourself up into a seated position, the same position that we started in the beginning of class. And this time, bring your palms to rest face up on your knees. Closing your eyes, focusing the gaze at the space between your eyebrows, and noticing any shifts that may have occurred for you. And noticing how this seated position feels different than the one that you took at the beginning of class. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Taking this one final moment of stillness and silence to yourself to absorb the benefits of your practice. And on your next inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides and up, bringing all that positive energy that we've created together and clasping it between our palms and bringing that energy down towards our heart. Bringing your thumbs to rest on your sternum and lifting your sternum to your thumbs. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today and sharing your yoga practice with me and allowing me to share my yoga practice with you. May you all feel nourished, restored, and full. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you.